Hey, what's up? It's King JM1111. So we're doing episode 4, I think. I'm gonna cut the intros and all that stuff so we can make a really concise, straight up, quick video for you guys. It's probably gonna be very short, but this is called levels. So let's start this. All right, so there's levels to this, as you know. There's no question about that. So when you're talking to people, and let's say you know a little bit about you call yourself woke, I guess, and it's so cliche to say, but let's say you call yourself woke, and you talk to other people about this, and they're a little bit confused. They don't believe you, or whatever. It's just you're just talking to people, and all your experiences, whether it be like numerology or dreams you've had, anything of that nature that you talk that's a little bit paranormal or out of the box. So it might not resonate with some people, and you might be wondering, oh, how come I'm talking to people and no one's really coming to me and having the same enthusiasm or passion as I have on these things. It's because people are at different levels. So there's levels to this. So this is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to try to do this as quickly and efficiently as possible. So if you look at the screen, you're going to see what's the 7 stages of grief, right? I'm going to walk you through them really quick, and then I'm going to show you about this levels thing. It's an original content I created to explain a little bit better. All right, so the 7 stages of grief are shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, acceptance. Shock is when you get an initial paralysis of hearing like bad news. So what happens is when you first hear someone you know got hurt, is in a car crash, is dead, or they failed the test. It could be something at different levels, but basically focus now on stages. So the way that this is done, it's a model. So the model just talks about stages of grief. I'm going to talk to you about stages and levels of gnosis, of knowledge. So that's coming up in a little bit, but hold on. Let's take a look at this, memorize it a little bit because you're going to be seeing it in the next slide. Shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, acceptance. Now let me move you on to the next slide. You ready? It's called levels of awareness. I created this to show you what the heck is going on here when you talk to other people and they're really not, they don't get it, or it doesn't matter if they get it or not, it's subjective, but they're just at a different mindset than you, right? So hear me out. All right, level number 1, stage 1. So I'm giving it to you by levels, and then I'm giving it to you by stages. Notice how the stages have been cut from 7 to 3. I did that on purpose, and I'll show you right now. Level 1, stage 1, people that are just asleep. So these are people that either don't want to know. If they do know, they choose to stay asleep, or just people that are straight up clones or AI, or they're not real humans. They're just clones. They're just NPCs. They're not real. That would fall in. I'm not gonna call anybody mentally challenged. I wouldn't do that. They are at free will, so no matter what your capacity is, you always have free will. So you're either asleep because you want to, asleep because you're scared, and you know you're already awake, but you want to be asleep, so you're scared. And the last one is you're just an NPC. So that's stage 1. Now here's how it goes down. So say you're asleep and you're slightly annoyed at something. I'm not going to drop any conspiracy theory whatsoever. That is going to be what you do now. Whatever you have, right? So let's say you have you started off slightly annoyed of the Las Vegas shooting. The news coverage wasn't like good enough for you, considering the fact that there's like 100,000 cameras in Vegas. Like whatever. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just need you to grab on to an example. So if that's what slightly annoyed you, GMOs on your food is what slightly annoyed you, chemtrails, whatever it is that slightly annoys you, start thinking that in your head right now, because you're in stage 2 with me, and I want you to follow this very precisely. Stage 3. All right, now you're really annoyed. GMO in your food. Finding out kids in Africa are starving. Like you're really just really annoyed, right? You're moving from level 1, by the way. Let's go to level 2. So level 2, stage 1. Now you start to do light research. Light research, very light. So what does that mean? You get on your phone, you go on your computer at school, work, whatever, and you start researching. Oh, what's this GMO in my food? I don't believe this. Boom, you start reading, and you go down some kind of rabbit hole. You start reading that Monsanto or some companies, are doing this, and you start, okay, that's crazy. Stage two, heavy research. This is down the rabbit hole. Now you've gone from the surface level of searching. Now you're going down Mariana's deep trench. You're going down, down, down. Now you're a heavy research. You've come across information that has just changed your whole, how old you are, whatever you are in age. It just told you whatever you learned your whole entire life existence, whether it could be 12, 13, 30, 40, 50, 60, 90, 100. It just told you that you were wrong the whole time. And then we get to stage three, and it's scary. It's called shock. So now you're at the, you see it pink. You see it pink. Remember the 7 stages of grief? That was the first one. Shock. Now let's say you're in shock. Let's go to level 3 now. Most people start off in these levels. I did as well. I was in denial of a lot of stuff. And I had to really fight through the level, the programming and the matrix. These levels are like video games. I had to fight back through this one. Denial. I'm going to show you this one and another one that was really hard for me to fight through. But this one was my first really hard one to fight through. Denial. What did I do? Denied everything. I denied, oh, okay, these are just conspiracy theorists. These people are wackos, crazy, tinfoil hats. There's no way in hell that these people are on the internet talking about GMO in my food and, alkaline levels and lead in water and just, secret recipes, and Coca-Cola used to be cocaine. I was naive, but again, 11, 12, 13 years old, 15, reading it in books, reading something. It's not really that hard, but when you're like 50, 60, like let's say you came up your whole life believing in some kind of religion, and now they're telling you that the person that made that religion is a sci-fi author or something, and then you're like, no way, I don't believe that. I'm in denial. Well, you're in denial. And it's a normal thing. Relax, take a breath, take another breath, and it's cool. We've all been there. Stage 2. Let's go to stage 2 because I'm going to try to make this quick, right? You stop researching. You just stop. You get to a point where your fight or flight comes in, and you know what you want to do? You want to flight. You want to get the hell out of there. You stop, you turn around, and guess where your ass goes next? Level 4, stage 1, asleep. Now you're back to sleeping. Remember what I said in the first part, level 1, stage 1. There were certain types of people that want to be asleep because they know the truth, people that want to be asleep because they're comfortable, they don't even want to explore, and then just NPCs, right? You are that first one I just mentioned. People that know the truth and they choose to stay asleep. So you're stage 1. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Remember I told you I went through this. Here's the kicker. You could technically keep going. So stage 2 is that. Now you're slightly angry. Remember, it lines up with level 1. I did this all on purpose to show you. You've gone backwards, but in a way now you're starting from scratch, and I'll show you how the game is played. Stage 2 in level 4 is now you're slightly angered. You're no longer annoyed. See, what happened is when you were annoyed the first time, that was an early emotion. Now you're on level 4. Now it annoyed you that you went back to level 1. Now you're angry. And that's pink because guess what? It's the 3rd stage of grief in the 7. You're slightly angered that there's GMO in your food or whatever you have in your mind, right? Stage 3. Now you're really angered. Let's move on to level 5. Now you start doing light research. Stage 2. You do heavy research. And now we come to bargaining. You start bargaining. Well, I'm just looking for a way out. What if this can help, or what if this and that is, you start kind of debating it in your head. Like, what if GMO is really not in the food and all this? But you know what? You got it in so far now that you hit level 6, stage 1. And this is the second one I'm telling you. This is the real one. This is the real one I bumped into. Trust me on this. Level 6, stage 1, depression. And it's pink because it's also the part of the 7 stages of grief. Depression, it hit me. It's gonna hit you. It's normal. It might hit you once, and then for other things you think about that are real, that the truth, that has actual science backed stuff. I'm not talking about, I believe the earth is, I'm not talking about nothing. I'm telling you about things with actual 100% to what it is, facts, right? This is what's going to hit you, the depression. And you're going to really stop researching. Stage 2 is when you just stop. Stage 3, you're going to hit this. Not everybody's going to hit it, but most people are going to hit this. You're going to return to sleep. And I even put this there because I'm giving you a forewarning that this one feels the hardest. Now let's go to level 7. Keep in mind, there are people in level 4 and 5 that are so angry that they just skip 6 and 7, and they're really going into the final ones. This is rare, but it can happen. Okay, you're like the rare people that can do this. I'm moving along with the average person. Okay, level 7, average person. And this is weird. I could have put this all in red because this is gonna sound really weird. But the average person in level 7 stage 1 can stay here till they die. They can stay right here until they die. I should have put a red line stopping it right there because there's parts of this game called life that people stop at level 7 stage 1 and they die that way. And they die that way. That's why you resurrect. That's why you keep coming back over and over and over and over again. You don't believe me? Do a hypnosis session. You don't believe me? Try to find out that you have past lives and you'll be proven you do. That is how people move on from stage 1. But a lot of people, they die level 7 stage 1 asleep at this rate. I should have put a red line just to show you how insane this is going to be. Let's move on to stage 2. Now here's the craziest ones. These are the true awakened, the true people that are quote unquote woke. Here they come. Stage 2, light research, baby. So now you've been slightly annoyed, you're slightly angry, really annoyed, really angry, back to being suppressed, back to being this little cocoon figure, and now you're just done. You're done. There's no more emotions. Now you're getting to work. Like there's a mission. And you're going to start light researching that, stage 2. Then you're going to start heavy researching that, stage 3. And then level 8, stage 1, you're going to lightly test that. You're going to start looking into things like ayahuasca, lucid dreaming, numerology, guides, angels, even demons. You're going to look at Aleister Crowley. You're going to start looking at these things, all these things. But the difference between the research is that in your next move, you're going to take from just researching, you're going to be the researcher. And this is what level 8 is so critical, because it's going to show a philosophy that you may never heard, or maybe you have. This is my thing. We came down to earth by choice. Whether we're scientists or we're researchers, we came as that title. We came down here, whether we're directly the researchers or we're working with them, that's the relationship. The reason we came down here is because Earth itself is a virus. The sphere, the bubble that we look up to is a bacteria. It's a virus. We came down here to observe through many lifetimes, observe how to stop spreading the virus. Because the first step is to stop spreading it. The second step is to eliminate it. We can't eliminate it without knowing what its weaknesses are and its strengths. And in doing all this, I'll tell you the 3 things really quick. Love, gratitude, forgiveness. That's it. Love, gratitude, forgiveness. That is how you kill this virus. So now at level 8, stage 1, you are getting ready to begin actual experiential learning. You're not going to research anymore. You're going to go and find DMT. You're going to find ayahuasca. You're going to find how to lucid dream. You're going to find how to astral project. You're going to find remote viewing. You're going to find these things, and you're going to do them in stage 2 and 3, especially 3. 2 is dipping your foot in the pool, like the baby section of the pool. That's stage 2. making sure, oh, okay, I did a quick, ayahuasca session. It was like I did microdosing. I did this. That's microdosing on golden teacher mushrooms. I did all this. That's moderate testing, my friends. That's moderate testing. Stage 3 is when you're ready to really test. This is the breakthrough stage. If you know about a DMT, ayahuasca, and anything else, you know there's a breakthrough. There's levels, right? This is it. This is stage 3, level 8, stage 3, the breakthrough. And level 9 and 10, go now to level 9, 10, etc. Guess what? Acceptance. You find out everything that you find out. It's gnosis. It's called gnosis. 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 Stage 1, acceptance, my friend. You now have done the experiential learning, the light research, the heavy research, the Googling, the this, the books, the blah, blah, blah. You have now got into acceptance. A weird example, there was a movie by Johnny Depp, right? And in the movie, he's like this, I want to say like this scavenger, like this contractor you could pay to find books or whatever. And basically, he was finding this book called the Necronomicon, or hold on, let me Google this for you, just so you can see what I'm saying. Okay, so I found the movie. Basically, it's a book that he's being contracted to find, and it's like a book written by Lucifer, supposedly. So in the movie, he starts going through this journey where he finds different versions of the book, because one book has the real story, and then the other book has like a bunch of fake stuff, but part of each book has the real stuff, is what I'm saying. Like part of the book has, like it's called The Ninth Gate. So I found the movie finally. I've been Googling like a madman. In The Ninth Gate, he has certain things that he has to do to create this ritual. The ritual ends up being, in my chart, level 8, stage 3. And then in level 9, 10, the movie, it comes to be that he has some kind of acceptance, right? So it could be that nefarious and dark, or it could be that you found, the Holy Spirit or whatnot. It could go both ways. So different paths, but nevertheless, it's still part of your experience here. You can choose. What I'm getting to is that you can choose the dark path, or you could choose the light path. Personally, me, I'm doing the light path. I've not going to do the dark path. I have zero. No, not for me. But for you, I cannot tell you anything what to do. That's your free will, and you could do the dark and you could do the light. That's the reason I wanted to bring up the movie, The Ninth Gate, because he did the dark. So you have free will to do whatever you want. Level 9 or 10, etc. Stage 2 and 3, new self. You're a new person, and this is the beginning of a new era. Thank you, everybody, for listening. My next thing I'm going to upload, I'm doing a meditation. It's kind of like a song. So I'm a music producer. I make beats and stuff, and I produce music. One of the things I want to give back to the community for free is panic attack music that can calm you down. So people that have panic attacks, anxiety, I'm going to make like an original content. I'm going to meditate, bring out my higher self, and have that higher self make this for you. So it's going to be blessed. It's got sometimes like there's going to be like a secret. I'm going to put in different timestamps of new numbers and times. Like, for example, like at 9/11, within the minutes of the song, I'll drop some vocals just to kind of get you like, but it's going to run for like over an hour. So I'm bringing that out next. I'm uploading it here. That won't be an episode, but you'll see that here. Thanks for subscribing. Keep on bringing out your friends. I love you guys for real. Have a great day. Peace.